Hi, so this should be my last video with babies in my belly. So exciting, but we'll be delivering tomorrow, June 10th, around 10:30 Eastern. Pretty excited. Last update, I think I shared a little bit about our scare. My blood pressure was a little high about two weeks ago, I think now, and went into labor and delivery. Got monitored, everything was fine. The following week, I had my normal appointment with my doctor. And I think I shared in the last video, the baby B, during our last scan, his abdomen was measuring a little small, and they just wanted to make sure everything was good. And during my ultrasound last week, there were no issues with baby B. But my blood pressure was just concerning. I've been around steadily 142, and they just want to be super cautious, make sure I don't move into kind of that preeclampsia area. And honestly, I think these babies are just ready to come out, so I'm just fine with them coming tomorrow. So it's been a pretty exciting week, just knowing and getting prepared. See, there's all kinds of stuff behind me. This over here is a Wonderfold wagon. Over here is the different pieces, the newborn stuff that goes into my son's car seat that we're reusing, and then we have the other two new ones that my coworkers bought for us. They're all loaded into the minivan. We've got the nursery pretty much put together, and my hope is that I can kind of go up and do a little tour for my next video, so you can kind of see what we have ready to go for these triplets. So yeah, I didn't even have a date as of last week for the C-section. My doctor said, he does procedures on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so it was either going to be the 8th or the 10th. Grant's grandmother's 92nd birthday is today, so we were hoping maybe they would share a birthday, but we're just happy that they'll be born tomorrow. I feel like the 10th is a nice round number too. So it's exciting. I did have to go downtown to the hospital twice this week, yesterday and today, and do betamethasone injection, which is a steroid to help make sure their lungs are developed. I am 34 weeks today. The fact that we made it here is pretty incredible. I am slightly disappointed I didn't get to be in the 36-week club. I thought maybe we would make it that far, but I just think my body is good. It's ready to get these babies out. I'm just not sleeping, in a good amount of pain just from my standing, my pelvis. Every time I move in the bed, it's just very uncomfortable. My belly is very stretched. Certainly, you can tell there's 3 babies in there, but some people say, hey, I looked like you when I had 1 baby. So I feel good. Still, I think my weight gain has been 40 pounds total. Even though I gained probably 15 to 20 with fertility treatments, that kind of evens things out in my mind. I think a lot of the weight has just gone from kind of my back and my hips just to my belly. I'll certainly stand up and show you a belly towards the end, but it's been a lot just to kind of get to today. I stopped working 2 weeks ago, last day of May, and that was the best decision, just to be able to relax and take some naps during the day, just because just exhausted, can barely breathe, as you can tell. Still a little bit congested, but really just needed to focus on feeling good, resting, and prepping a little bit of nesting. I can't do a whole lot, can't pick things up. But being able to just get the nursery organized last weekend, move bassinets into our room. I don't know when babies are going to come home. The doctor estimated maybe 2 weeks in NICU, but I've heard from stories that girls tend to graduate faster. Graduate faster. So we may have her home before the boys. And the way our NICU is set up, they have private rooms, so the twins will be in one room together, and then the girl will be across the hall. And so we'll be able to both be there while I'm inpatient, while I'm in recovering from C-section, and we'll be able to go down every day and see the babies and do skin to skin and help a little bit with their care. But then as soon as I get discharged, Grant's going to save his time off. He's going to take 3 weeks of vacation time, so they don't have maternity leave or paternity leave at his work. He has to take his vacation time. So he's going to save that for when they all come home. So my main thing is just how am I going to get to the NICU for that time period? Because after a C-section, you're not really supposed to drive for about 2 weeks. So I think we'll just have some chauffeurs helping us out. The village of support we have here is just incredible. I probably had 5 people offer to help. I mean, just in the last week, we've gotten 7 huge boxes of diapers because someone said something on my Facebook page like, hey, we want to help. What can we do? And I was like, well, we've got a lot of what we need, maybe diapers. And then a couple people saw that and sent along some diapers for us. So we probably won't need to buy some for a little bit. We also have just some generous gift cards. I've had friends give us Target gift cards just to say, here, use these on diapers so you don't have to worry. We did have a GoFundMe that my friend set up without us knowing to cover kind of a VIP suite at the hospital. Really, it's like a hotel inside the hospital. So we'll stay there for my recovery. It's incredible. And they gave us more than we need to pay for that. So we'll also be able to use that money to help with diapers. I'm sure it's going to be the next big thing. Lots and lots of diapers. So that was just really cool. I think I shared about that before in another video, but just to have that, comfort and, ability to recover. Our babies are going to be in the NICU, and, that's a hard thing to not have your baby right next to you after you have them, like we did with Garrett. So at least we'll be comfortable. Grant will have his own bed. When we delivered at a different hospital, the last time it was one of those tiny little window seat beds that did not sleep well, and he'll actually even be in a separate room. It's a suite, so there's a space for me, and then he'll have his space so he can snore away and I can get some rest, because I remember that being a hard part of recovery last time too. But we also had a baby in the room. So we could have at least one baby in the room. We could have somebody that doesn't need much time in the NICU. I mean, my guess is that these babies are probably over 5 pounds. We did not do a growth scan last week. It was just I think they call it a BPP, where they just look at tone, breathing. I think they measure their bellies, or I can't remember what all they do since I go every week. So we didn't get, growth of how big they think they might be, but I think everybody was over 4.5 pounds 2 weeks ago. So my guess is they're all going to be pretty healthy sized babies. I mean, they were all in the upper percentile for singleton babies. And so I asked in one of my triplet groups, what did your NICU stays look like if you delivered at 34 weeks? And it ranged. I mean, there were some that said they came home within a week, and there were some that stayed there for a month. So just like with, an IVF journey, you can't compare stories. Everybody's pregnancy is different. Everybody's birth story is different, and everybody's NICU stay is different. So, I just want to be prepared for both situations. If we get to bring a baby home with us when I get discharged, I mean, that's going to be incredible. And we get to know that baby first and kind of ease into having 3. Or if we have an extended NICU time and I have to go and care for them there, I mean, they're in the best hands possible. Those NICU nurses are tremendous, and I haven't even spent much time there. One of our good friends is a NICU nurse, so she'll be actually taking care of the babies the next day. I don't think she works the day of delivery, but she'll get to snuggle on our kids, so it's pretty exciting. And one of my other very, very good friends works in a different unit, but is pretty connected, and so I think we'll have some special care just knowing that we have some staff, some friends that are there. But yeah, so I got my steroid shot yesterday. Just did some basic blood pressure, making sure I was fine. I was totally good. I was in the 138s, I think was my blood pressure yesterday. The steroid shot was a lot like the trigger shot or progesterone oil. They do it in your, butt, the upper kind of quadrant of your butt cheek. I was a champ. It was not bad. It burned a little bit more than I would say the progesterone oil. But having a nurse do it versus your husband is also different. So she did it real quick, had one on each side, and then honestly, not even sore. I mean, with PIO, I feel like I was sore for days. Even we didn't have to continue. I did PIO, I think, on my second transfer, maybe my first. But with this third one, the successful one, we just did suppository, so I didn't even have any of those shots. But it's kind of interesting coming back full circle to my last injections being these steroid shots for the baby's lungs. And then it's also interesting. So today's 34 weeks, and their fruit size is with pineapple. So if you're in the infertility community, you kind of know that that's a symbol that represents some of the, the group. A lot of people also say pineapple, right? After transfer. I can't remember all of his rules because I don't think I followed them all. But the bromelain or something that's in pineapple can help with your lining and all that kind of stuff. So I just thought it was kind of cool that, my last bump date, they're the size of pineapples. Yeah, can't believe there's 3 pineapples in here. But we had my in-laws take our dog yesterday so that she's out of the way. She loves going to Mimi and Papa's house. She gets to run around, and they have a dog as well. And then my mom and in-laws are going to help with Garrett while we're in the hospital. He's over the moon. He's just excited to have grandparent time. I think he's just ready for some one-on-one attention before all this happens. And then we'll drop him off in the morning for school, and then head downtown and get the show on the road. It's kind of surreal how easy it feels, because I labored for about 30 hours with Garrett and then had the emergency C-section. I feel like I had such a different experience. Water broke and rushed into the hospital, and we're like, it's go time. And then you sit around and then end up having a C-section anyway. So this time, there's a little bit of prep. I think I have some kind of like an electrolyte drink I drink tonight. Can't eat after, I think, 7 o'clock. And then I take this electrolyte drink and then have some more in the morning. Get there, get prepped, and babies will come out pretty quickly. And then I'll go to recover, and Grant will go with the babies to the NICU and take a million pictures. I know grandparents are so eager to be there, but there's no visitors allowed other than your support person. And then we will have hospital bracelets up our arms. I'll have one for me, and then we'll have one for each baby. Same thing for Grant. And then hopefully I recover pretty quickly from either the epidural or spinal block. I'm not sure which they're doing. And then be able to go meet these babies. So if they come out and they're healthy, I'll be able to do a little bit of skin to skin time, like while I'm, on the operating table. It's kind of the plan that they like to do. And then really it's just getting me recovered. I think having already had a C-section is helpful. I'll know kind of what to expect, but I've heard a lot that the second time, and especially when it's scheduled, is a little bit easier. I'm looking forward to not having this huge belly anymore. I'm certainly going to miss some things. I'll miss the hiccups. I think that's probably the coolest thing that's been the last couple of weeks. I haven't had all 3 hiccup at once, but 2 out of 3 certainly have had them. Feeling them roll around. They've been pretty quiet today. I think that they're running out of room. I think they also know they're getting evicted tomorrow. But I'm so excited to just have some, pelvis relief, to be able to kind of breathe again and get around a little bit better. Obviously the C-section incision is going to be something to deal with, but I think it'll just be nice to have that recovery time in the hospital. Maybe there's a baby home with us, maybe not. Just have some recovery time and just kind of feel a little bit better. But it's really been, I hate to say it, a smooth pregnancy, despite everything that I've had going on. I think I share all of the good stuff, the roses and the butterflies and the balloons about it all. Certainly there have been some downsides, but honestly, I can't really complain other than, the hard being able to can't sit up for a long time. Can't really walk a lot. But that's minor. If I get into a comfortable position, I'm okay for a little while, snoozing on the couch, or I can sit in the recliner, getting comfortable. But yeah, certainly going to be able to share a little bit more, I think, in the coming days of what's going on. If I find some time later this afternoon, I'll try to pop up and just do a quick iPhone video of the nursery just to kind of show the things that we have. We're very kind of bare bones with nurseries. I don't like having, some fancy room that they're going to use for a year and then need to toddlerize it and, kind of change things up. So it's really, really basic. Would be happy to share some of that. And then, more frequent updates will be on my Instagram channel. We haven't talked really about how we want to share these babies in kind of a public way. I may just kind of make the Garber Party of 6 page private, just because I want to respect their, identities, and we don't even really share Garrett that much. So certainly want to share updates and let people know when the babies are here and their names and a little bit of that information. But certainly pop over to that Instagram page because I'll probably share a whole lot more there. It's a little easier. I'm not super YouTube savvy, so I really just wanted this to be a cool way to document the pregnancy. So I'll show you the big belly, what it looks like the day before they're going to come out. So lots of babies in here. I know a lot of people want to know what a triple baby looks like belly, so I do have a belly band on, so it's a little harder to see. So this is just from my skirt being up, but not too bad of stretch marks. A little bit down here, kind of some tiger stripes. My belly button's popped. Hard to see. Usually after I eat, it's really definitely bigger. But yeah, I mean that's what it looks like to have 3 babies in there. Girl is over here with her head up. Baby B is here, head down. No, baby A is here, head down, and baby B is over here, head down. So these two are kind of belly to belly down here, and then C is over here. So you can tell I had my belly button pierced before, so there's a little bit of stretched skin there, but I will share kind of what this looks like afterwards, because I know I learned a lot from a couple other channels of just knowing what to expect with babies and bellies and how it all turns out. But yeah, so it's my last bump date update, and I'll be excited to share more baby news. So again, thanks for cheering me along. It's been a long 34 weeks, but in reality, it kind of feels short. But we're excited to start the next chapter. So thank you again for supporting and asking questions and liking all of the videos and all that kind of stuff. Again, I'm definitely not doing this as a YouTuber, just documenting this for myself because, how often do you have triplets? Me, never again. But anyway, thanks again, and I will look forward to sharing some more updates with you all soon.